Hey, what's up, Funkheads? It's time once again to hear me bitch and moan about some of the worst pops that Funko has ever made, this time focusing on San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. There's been a lot of great SDCC exclusive pops, but also some really bad ones. Some of the ones I picked are ugly, but that's not really the reason I picked most of these. The criteria I used is mostly how lazy of an exclusive it is, how unnecessary, whether it's designed to make you double dip for the same character, or designed to make you buy other characters that you wouldn't normally have. Whether Funko knew this pop wasn't going to be popular, so they slapped an SDCC sticker on it to sell more, and stuff like that. Keep in mind that this is just my opinion. Some of these pops may be your absolute favorite, and that's great, but these are the ones I personally think are the worst SDCC Funko Pops. I'm sure when you guys saw the title card of the worst 6-inch Funko Pop, the same one flashed in all of your guys' mind, and that is Doomsday from Batman vs Superman. Yeah, Funko didn't have much to work with. The design of Doomsday in that movie is pretty bad. He doesn't even really look like Doomsday. If I saw just a picture of that design with no other context before the movie came out, I would never guess that that was Doomsday. It just looks nothing like the character in the comics. So of course the Funko Pop isn't going to be great either. But I think this came out especially bad. I know Funko Pops are supposed to have a big head, but they made the head on this guy just so damn big that he looks more like a baby troll from the Lord of the Rings than Doomsday from the movie. And like I've seen them make smaller heads on 6-inch pops to make the character look bigger, like the way they did with the Hulkbuster. And that's probably what they should have done here and just beefed up the body. But the way they did this just does look like a hideous little baby with like pimples or something. It's really awful looking, and I think it's the worst 6-inch pop from SDCC. Now on to the worst regular size Funko Pops, starting at number 10. SDCC was the first time that Funko released an Olivia Moore pop from iZombie, so of course fans of the show would want to get this one. What was weird is that they decided to put her in this outfit with the leather jacket and skirt. It's not very representative of Olivia Moore in the show, and outside of the box, I would never guess that this was Olivia Moore. It just looks like a blonde chick wearing leather. And I feel that Funko purposely released this one first because they knew it wasn't going to sell as well as the other Olivia Moore pops that they released later on. Honestly, the best one is a comment. It's the one of her holding the brains and a bottle of Tabasco sauce. If you see this pop out of the box, you immediately realize that that's Olivia Moore. It's actually a very nice pop. They definitely should have just made this one the SDCC exclusive. But I think Funko knew that everybody would want the one with brains and Tabasco sauce. And if you look at eBay, this common pop goes for $40, and the SDCC exclusive one goes for about $16, $1 more than its original price. So that goes to show that just because it has an SDCC sticker on it, doesn't mean it's going to go up in value. People still value proper representations of the characters they love. At number 9, I'm putting the flocked Lorax. This glam looks pretty cool. It's flocked. It's a nice addition to your Dr. Seuss collection. But man, did they screw up those eyebrows. Look at how awful they look with the flocking. They look nothing like the glam. They're super thick and weird looking. And every single time I look at this pop, because I do have it in my collection, I kind of regret buying it. I think it was wrapped up in the SDCC fever and excitement. But every single time I look at this one, it reminds me of Scotty P from We're the Millers because of what he says to the brother.
You know what? Why don't you leave the girls alone, man?
What are you gonna do about her eyebrows?
It's just a very poorly executed pop, and I think Funko knew that, so they're like, you know what, put an SDCC sticker on it, or else these are going to warm the shelves. Now here's one that I think was a really good concept. This glam of the patriotic Snoopy looks really awesome. It's one of the ones I really wanted, but once I saw it in person, I just couldn't bring myself to buy it. In the glam, those stripes look great because it's two-dimensional, but when you see the pop in person, all those lines are really crooked, really fuzzy, and just really warped by the face. It looks like somebody grabbed just a regular Snoopy and a red marker and attempted to draw the lines on there. And I wish I can find a better picture of it online because in person it really was that bad. The patriotic Snoopy is honestly one of the worst paint jobs I've ever seen on a Funko Pop. This Buffy is back from the era when the SDCC exclusives weren't all that great. Most of them were just repaints. This is from 2014, but I think this one is especially lazy. It just has a couple of little painted on injuries. The original common pop for this I don't even think is that great. It would take me a minute to register that this is actually Buffy the Vampire Slayer if it's out of the box. And I feel like these injuries are from a specific episode of Buffy, and she's not even wearing that when she has them. Like, she clearly has overalls on, so it's not even accurate. All that said, yeah, I'd rather have this one instead of the common, because it has just a tad bit more detail, and it's worth more, but I still think it's a pretty lame and lazy exclusive. This grinning Ultron looks just weird to me. I don't really remember Ultron like smiling, and Funko figured out a way to make a disappointingly goofy villain even goofier looking. The comment of this guy I think is poorly executed to begin with. I think it could have been way, way better. And this grinning Ultron is, just as lame as that one. But at least it's a different head sculpt, I'll give it that. But what would have been way better is if they would have made this guy chrome and have all the red parts be glow in the dark. That would have been cool. But as is, I think this is one of the weakest ones so far. Not sure what Funko was thinking releasing so many damn Gwenpools all at the same time, with very, very little variation. Honestly, if you have one Gwenpool, that's enough. They're all so very similar that I can't imagine anybody really wanting to collect all of the Gwenpools. And I never realized she was that popular of a character to merit so many variations to begin with. She's got a great design, don't get me wrong. If this was the only Gwenpool ever released, I definitely would have got it, but I already had one in my collection, so this just seemed like more of the same. And honestly, I think the selfie stick is really lame and just seems like a joke that got old like years ago. I don't know, her holding a selfie stick just isn't funny to me. This Gwenpool is one of the few times that an SDCC exclusive actually goes down in price. It's valued at around $9 on Pop Price Guide, and it's actually valued less than the Walgreens exclusive, which is an unmasked one, and it is far superior to this one. I do think this is another case of slapping an SDCC sticker on a pop to try to get it to sell more. And I feel like that didn't even work with this one. What makes this Joy from Inside Out exclusive is that her hair is glittery, and on the commons it's not. And what bugs me about that is that all of the Inside Out pops should have glittery hair to begin with. It shouldn't take an exclusive to make the pop accurate or right. This is what it should have been to begin with. And say you do have the other Inside Out pops, right? And you get this Joy one, because yeah, it is better than the common because of the glittery hair. It's more accurate. But then you get her, and then all your other ones aren't glittery. So now your set doesn't even match. They should have all been glittery like this. I think this is a very bad case of trying to double dip the fans of this character. And what sucks about it even more is that it doesn't even stand on its own, and it doesn't come with a stand. That's another thing that I think is really, really lame, because out-of-box collectors can't even display this pop. Aquaman holding the mother box. This pop is detailed, it's painted okay. They even got rid of the awful highlights that the original Aquaman had, and it looks way better. But there are a couple of things I dislike about this pop. First of all, why would you want Aquaman holding the mother box instead of his trident? Or if you already have an Aquaman, I don't see how this is any cooler than any of the other ones that came out. I actually feel like this is the lamest Aquaman. So they threw an SDCC sticker on it to make it seem more special. And this was also the first pop that came out that was holding a mother box. They put two more out. I believe it's Wonder Woman, and I forget who the other one that's holding a mother box. I think there's 3 mother boxes. But I believe they put this one out on SDCC so people would buy it. And then later on they released the other 2 pops holding mother boxes, because maybe the people that bought the Aquaman with the mother box would want the other 2 to complete the set of the 3 Justice League members holding mother boxes. I definitely think that was a calculated move to try and sell 3 pops that I think would have sold less if they were just commons. I've complained about this pop before, and that is the Bucky Captain America, and my dislike for this pop hasn't changed. The original mold of Captain America for some reason always has major paint issues on the face between the blue and the flesh color. It's always super fuzzy, super sloppy. Not sure why that is, it's just a straight line. But for some reason, this particular mold of Captain America always seems to have an awful paint job on the face. And it's the first thing you see, so right off the bat, it makes me dislike this pop. And I also think it just looks like that same old plain Captain America that someone took a Sharpie to. This is basically the same pop, just with black pants, black boots, and a little bit of black on the sleeves. It just looks like a custom pop, and not a very good one at that, because it's not even accurate to the way Bucky Captain America is in the comic books. Funko could have at least made a new body and put that same old head on it if they wanted to, but at least make a new body that's accurate. But instead, they did this the cheapest way possible, because they probably knew the fans of the Bucky Captain America were gonna want this, and I don't blame them. Probably the only time they're ever gonna make that character. But to me, I think this was super lazy and took advantage of those fans. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the SDCC sticker on there makes people think this is going to go up in value. Makes people think this is going to go up in value someday. So they buy it, or they just get wrapped up in the excitement of the day like I have before. And maybe they'll buy a pop that they normally wouldn't have. Alright, so you're probably thinking, if that Bucky Captain America wasn't the worst, what could possibly be the worst? And for me, it is this prison guard walker. Don't get me wrong, I think the pop is pretty cool. I think the zombies from The Walking Dead are some of the coolest pops that Funko has ever made. But this exclusive is probably the laziest of all time, and definitely the most unnecessary. Because here's the comment. He's already bloody. All they did was sprinkle on a little bit more blood for the exclusive. I mean, like, if the comment didn't have the blood coming down from the forehead and the eye and the mouth, and that was part of what they added for the exclusive, I wouldn't put it on this list. I feel like that would be enough to make it kind of cool, you know? Like way better than the common. Because it wouldn't just be, you know, sprinkled on random blood. It'd actually be painted on big globs of blood. But for this exclusive, basically all they did was make a bloody pop a little bit bloodier. Like if the box for this pop didn't have that sticker on it, and you put this exclusive pop in a wall of like 20 of the common prison guard walker, I think a lot of people wouldn't even notice that this one was different. Like, you'd have to really look hard going, oh, wait, look, this one has a little bit more sprinkled blood on the body. The common is valued at around $30, and the exclusive is around $85. And if I really wanted this character, there's no way I would spend $55 more for an extra splatter of blood. I'd bite the bullet, get the $30 one, because this exclusive is the ultimate in laziness. Alright guys, that was my list of the worst 10 SDCC Funko Pops of all time. Let me know in the comments below which ones you think shouldn't have been on this list. What pops you think I should have included. If you regret buying any SDCC Pops, I know I definitely have a couple that I regret buying. Let me know in the comments which ones those are, or anything else you'd like to say. Thanks for watching and take it easy. What's up, Mother Funkos? Over the years, many of you have expressed interest in becoming a patron of mine, and I finally did start up a Patreon account, so if you're interested, I'll put the link down below and at the end of this video. If you do join, your name will appear in this section of all my future videos as a special thank you to you for helping me out a little bit. I really appreciate it.